This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hello, everybody. I am Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testimonies and history of cherished friends and family. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie podcast. Today, we're talking with Joe Johnson from the Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you for having me, Miss Lizzie. Very glad to be here.
I am honored to have you, friend.
Oh, definitely.
I really have been knowing Joe for a long time, and I have been knowing about the class that you all offer for a long time, the classes that you have offered in the past. I was never interested until one day I met you. Changed my life. And I want you to tell us, the public, okay, about your position and what the classes, when taking the classes of Gainesville Chamber of Commerce, what the benefits are.
Okay, be more than happy to, Miss Lizzie.
Okay.
The program she's talking about, my name is Joe Johnson. I'm the Leadership Gainesville Program Manager for the Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce. And the program she's talking about is Leadership Gainesville. Leadership Gainesville is a program that started in 1974, so we are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year with our 50th class. And it is a way to actually groom the future leaders for our community so that we can keep our community growing in a proper way. And it is all funded a lot by employers.
Yes.
So the employers have identified people that they would like to have as possibly someone that can step in when they get ready to retire to keep their business growing in the proper way. So Leadership Gainesville, when it started, and like I said, it's a long time ago, but it was an eye-opener to so many people, me being one of them. I'm a graduate, a proud graduate, and I love this red, Miss Lizzie. It is absolutely gorgeous because I was red in Leadership Gainesville. But it's a way for you to really get to know the community,
Right.
and know the people that are in the leadership roles in the community. But it's also a way for you to identify your leadership style as to how you would like to become a leader once that position is ready or you're ready for it. Okay, it's a 10-month program where we meet once a month, all day.
Yes.
And it is one of the best days that you will ever have. I know when I moved here in 1980 from North Carolina, I thought that, after being here for about 15, 20 years, I knew Gainesville.
Yes.
I was so wrong because when I went through LG 26 in 1999, it was an eye-opener for me. I had worked at a automobile dealership. I was a sales manager. I'd worked at a local credit union, and I thought that I knew a lot about Gainesville based upon the two jobs I had because there was a lot of diversity and stuff in it, and I met a lot of different people. But then my employer said, we want you to become a little bit more connected in the community, so they actually paid for me to go through the program.
Wonderful.
And by going through that program, I made some great connections like you would not believe. There's this one guy that I will never forget when I went through it. and he is a international star. He's from our community. His name is John Spence.
Okay.
John is everywhere. I mean, just about every country he's out teaching leadership, but not only that, he's trying to get you to be the best person that you can become for yourself, your family, and the love of your country, the love of your community. Okay. But this guy, when I got in there, and it was like, wow, how did I actually get in the same room with John Spence? And it was just so eye-opening. But the program itself, the first day, Miss Lizzie, and you'll know about this, is an eye-opener.
It is.
We think that we know so much because of the way that we grow up. But that first day, and I'm going to mention the name of it, but that's all, SIMSOC, is a very, very eye-opening experience because you get to experience something that you had never experienced in your life on the first day of Leadership Gainesville. And when I was in it, it was like, wow. Especially when I had lunch. Mm-hmm. Because that was a major eye-opener.
Yes.
When we saw the different things other people were doing and how it went. And what I really like to do is, I'm so glad you brought that up, Miss Lizzie, because I want you to talk about that. This is the magazine from when Miss Lizzie went through it 2 years ago.
Yes, and my class was Leadership 48. And amazing, I know it's only fate that when I received my shirt, it was red. I think we have 5 different colors. It was red, so knowing Joe was going to be on my show today, I texted him and said, "Wear your red shirt."
Yes, she
did. So that's why we are in red. And Leadership Gainesville was one of the best, classes that I have gone through. And I've heard about it years ago, but I never was interested. I had a wonderful time. Like he said, the best day was the first day.
Yes.
We each month we did a different class, a different place. There are places, like he said, he thought he knew Gainesville. I have lived in Gainesville all of my life, and I thought I knew Gainesville in Alachua County.
Yeah.
I learned so much about Alachua County that I did not know existed in our county. You all need to get involved. And as he said, his employer paid his cost.
Right.
And now he is national known. You tell John Spence I want to interview him on my podcast too.
I will if he's ever in town, because Miss Lizzie, he is all over the place.
I can do a Zoom.
Okay.
Especially for him.
I guarantee he'll do that.
I'll bring you back, and the two of us sit here and we'll put him on Zoom.
Well, I will get John. I'll get the contact information. I'll call him and tell him that you want to do a podcast with him.
Yes.
And we'll see if we can get him, because he is one of the most inspirational people you'll ever talk to.
We need him.
And there was another gentleman too that really blew my mind, and his name was Ed Jimenez.
Okay.
Ed was the the CEO and president over at the University of Florida, UF Health Shands.
Yes.
When you get to experience a leader, I mean, from the very top.
Okay.
And when he did his talk, he said, the first thing that I did when I came here, I wanted to know what it was everyone does.
Okay.
For the first 2 weeks, no one knew who he was.
Okay.
He started out working with the custodial staff.
Really?
And worked his way up, because he said, I want to be able to, whenever someone comes in and have a problem, I can say, I know exactly what they're talking about.
Wow.
So he said, I did it with the custodial staff. Mm-hmm. I did it with the people the maids. Okay. I did it with the people in the kitchen. I did it with everyone, so that I would know if they had an issue, that how I needed to take care of it.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, we lost Ed. He got a position somewhere else,
Okay.
but he was very impactful.
Okay.
What was also impactful with Leadership Gainesville was the day that I shadowed a physician.
Okay.
And I thought that I said, well, we all have these misconceptions that people get paid too much.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's got your life in their hands, they don't get paid enough.
Enough.
And in order to really appreciate them, if you shadow them one day,
Mm-hmm.
I remember Dr. Storer was who I shadowed, and I watched him, always washing his hands. Then it's from one room to another room to another room to another room, always. And I asked him, I said, well, Dr. Storer, when are you going to eat lunch? He said, whenever I have the chance to.
Mm.
The man never slowed down. And, Leadership Gainesville is just such a phenomenal program. And the Chamber is 100 years old, but we're 50 years old. So the Chamber is celebrating our 100th anniversary this year. And I just want everyone to understand that what we do is we're here for the business community. We're about helping people start businesses. We're about attracting new businesses to the community and growing the businesses that we have here. And so what we are the catalyst for the business community in Alachua County. And we actually partner with the municipalities around the area, whether it's the smaller towns,
Yes.
the Newberries, the Archers, the Alachuas, the Micanopy, the Hawthorne, all of them. So
yes,
it's about the entire community and
yes.
the entire county. So we are the bigger one because we're the county seat. Mm-hmm. And we've got roughly 1,300 members.
Okay.
And they employ over 80,000 employees in the area. So we are a member-based, not-for-profit organization. A lot of people mistake us for being part of the government, but we are not a government entity. We are a not-for-profit. Now, the one thing that we also want to talk about is because of that 100th anniversary, we've got this special thing going on this year that we are trying to get as many people as we can, and it is one heck of a deal, Miss Lizzie. Okay. It is a Tuscany, Italy trip that we're going to be doing in November. Okay. It's November 1st through the 9th, and it is a great 9 days that you'll be able to visit Tuscany and all about.
And you don't have to be a member?
You do not have to be a member, right? But you need to go online, and you can go to the Chamber website, GainesvilleChamber.com. It's got all the information about the trip on there and the cost of it. It's not bad. It's only like $3,800, and that's for 9 days in Tuscany, Italy.
Wow!
So it's phenomenal. We actually are very, very happy because we want our members to know that we appreciate them.
Okay.
We're also recruiting right now, Miss Lizzie, for our 51st edition of Leadership Gainesville.
Wonderful. When is registration?
Registration's right now.
All right.
Right
How much?
now.
What's the cost?
The cost is $3 million. But if you can't afford the $3 million, I shouldn't have said that. I was joking. I'm sorry. Okay. The cost is we've got a membership cost, and then we got a non-members cost because we feel like the people that once they go through the program, they'll probably get the membership. But the membership is $2,195 for the entire year.
Okay.
There's a $35 fee for the application, but for non-members, it's $2,670. However, if you're a non-member, part of that will go to your membership for 1 year.
Okay.
So we are trying to enhance the ability for you to be a member, but also to get into the Leadership Gainesville program and make the super connections, because people don't understand that making connections in the business community is one of the most important things you could do.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Did you all hear that? We'll talk more about it after the break. It's about time for our first half. We are going to head to a quick break, and we'll be back right after a word from our sponsors.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, two things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
My name is Lizzie Robinson Jenkins. I am the president and founder of the Real Rosewood Foundation, established 2003 in Archer, Florida. Years ago, in a little town called Rosewood, Florida, there was a massacre. Several people were killed, all because of guns, violence, disrespect. We cannot allow gun violence to take out our young kids. We're coming together. We're going to work together. And we are going to put guns on the run. GNV. Welcome back to Queen Lizzie Podcast, brought to you weekly from the Steve Spurrier Podcast Room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are here with Joe Johnson. The Queen Lizzie Podcast is brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Gator Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Special thanks to Greg Bradley, Allstate Insurance. We are back with Mr. Joe Johnson from the Chamber of Commerce, and we are going to follow up on what we just finished talking about, membership. He is going to tell you how, when you, not if, when you become a member, or how to get from point A to point B, and how you can pay
Right.
installments.
Yes.
His installment plan.
Right. We have a plan for the Leadership Gainesville because sometimes people pay that out of their own pocket. And so what we finally have come to do is we got it where you, instead of having to pay it all at once, you can either make 2 payments or you can make 4 payments. And what you do is you go ahead and let them take it where they can either have it taken directly out of your account each month, or you can put a credit card on it and we can do it that way. But the thing about it is once you've got into the program, you'll say it's worth every penny of it because it is a phenomenal program.
Right.
And with us being one of the few chambers in the country that 5-star rated,
Right.
we're the top 1% of the chambers in the country, not just in Florida, but in the United States.
Wow.
So we've got a lot that we are very proud of here at the Gainesville Chamber of Commerce, and we've got a young professionals program that we're trying to also get them plugged into the community. We have got a program that we are partnering with Career Source North Central Florida.
Yes.
For people that need to get jobs and stuff like that. And if an employer needs to hire someone, because sometimes, there's a second chance job fair. I know we were at not long ago. People have done something when they were a little young and they might have a history.
Right.
Okay, that through Career Source, they've got a federal bonding program where they can actually, if the person is offered a job, they can go to Career Source, they'll fill the paperwork out, and the federal government will bond them for 6 months so you can determine that that person is a fit for your business without having to take any chances because they are federally bonded, so they're basically insured.
Awesome.
So we are totally about this community and doing what we can to help it. And the one thing we also need to be very proud of here is the class of the 2 higher learning centers that we've got here.
Okay.
Because the University of Florida and Santa Fe College
Yes.
are two of the highest ranked of their class in the country also.
Okay.
But we're not doing bad in our public education either. And what we do with Leadership Gainesville also is we get people to visit the public schools.
Yes.
We get people to go over. There is a program called a magnet program that they got here
Yes.
that is totally phenomenal. That kids can graduate from high school and have certifications and go out and make above average wages. That's through our public school systems.
Yes.
Then you've got this program that Santa Fe has called Dual Enrollment Program, where those kids can be going to college and high school at the same time. We get to show the people through Leadership Gainesville that program. So then there's this one thing that, it just stole my heart. We didn't have clear springs in my home state.
Okay.
We had kind of murky water.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But when it got down here, there was this place called Itchituckney.
Yes.
I didn't know the water was going to be cold, but it's absolutely beautiful. But one of our days is Alachua County Beautiful through Leadership Gainesville,
Yes.
where we get to experience the outdoors.
Yes.
We get to experience paddling or canoeing or kayaking down the beautiful Santa Fe River.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Why is that?
Because I didn't go, remember?
Yes, I do remember you didn't go.
Why? I'm afraid of water.
I know. But guess what? Miss Paulina at the office was afraid of water until we got her in that canoe.
Well, you didn't get me in that canoe.
I know.
Maybe I need to, when you go on your next trip, maybe I need to come out
Why don't you?
and try it.
And guess what? You will be safe because anyone that gets in a canoe will have to put on their life vests.
Okay.
So if indeed that canoe did tip over, guess what, Miss Liz? You will still survive because the life vest will keep you up.
I believe you, but just the idea of being surrounded by water. Because growing up, my mom would always tell us, if you go, we had a pond on our farm. If you drown, I'm going to kill you. And I was, of course, afraid of water, but not too afraid to fish and catch the fish. But I did not wade, you know what wade means, in the water. We stayed on the bank and fished. But I understand everybody had a wonderful time.
It is gorgeous.
And I am so impressed with what the chamber offers, your involvement, and especially when you said public schools. I would just like to put in a plug for public schools. I attended, and I know you attended a public school. The best thing that ever happened.
Yes.
Okay, you got to communicate with everybody. There were no division, no divisiveness. Everybody, okay, same curriculum. We all learned, and here our kids, when I was a kid, attended Archer Negro High School.
Right.
Okay, and later on during segregation, they closed those schools. Some of them, our kids moved and had to go to Newberry and attend Newberry.
Right.
There have been so many good students, top-notch students that graduated from Archer to Newberry. They are now doctors, nurse practitioners, registered nurses, lawyers. They are making history.
Yes.
Because of public schools. Public schools are one of the best.
Public schools are awesome, but we also showcase the private schools also.
Okay.
So
that's
what
good.
we do is we let people see that there is the same, even though that private and public are, looked at differently.
Yes.
But what we do is Oak Hall, The Rock, all of the different schools around here, St. Francis, Queen of Peace, all of those schools,
Exactly.
they are all rated very, very highly.
Of course.
And what we need to do is embrace all
of
it.
them.
Exactly.
And I think you all do that. We do it quite well.
Yes.
Yes.
I love what we've got here in this community also, because
Yes.
the international flair of Alachua County and Gainesville is phenomenal.
It is.
If you look at the number of international students that we have here, and how many of them, a lot of times, once they graduate from either Santa Fe or the university, they will stay here. This becomes home.
True.
And that's the one thing, that the inclusivity that we have in Alachua County is something that is extremely special.
Exactly, and this is another reason, my most important reason, one of the reasons I became a member, because I have the Real Rosewood Foundation I established,
Yes.
which is history, and I needed help getting the message out there about Rosewood and its ugly history. However, I always make it positive, because I don't attack anybody, and I want the support. I need the support. As we speak, we are building a museum
Yes, you
in
are.
Archer. Okay.
Yes, you are.
If you all want to donate, go to rosewoodflorida.com. That's Rosewood, FLORIDA.com. Make a donation to help build the Mahalda Gussie Brown Carrier Culture Center, which is the name of it, named after my Rosewood aunt from Archer, who taught school in Rosewood. So I also have a couple of books on there, but don't forget to visit and follow us on my website. And I asked Joe to come in because we were talking about the celebration, the 100-year
Yes,
centennial.
that's right.
They have
The
been
Greater
around
Gainesville
for,
Chamber.
yes, 50 years
50 years with Leadership Gainesville
for Leadership Gainesville,
That's
and
correct.
100 years
for the organization.
for the organization. And you know what? There are so many things that happened here 100 years ago, because I know there is on Main Street, there's a museum, the Gainesville Association of Fine Arts. 100 years, the same year, 1923, the same year we celebrated the Rosewood
Okay.
centennial, 100 years, and it's something else that I can't think of right now, 100 years old. So we have got a lot of work to do, and
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
done a lot of work.
Yes, we have.
And we appreciate people working with us. Okay.
Yes. And look at the growth that we've got going on right now in Gainesville.
Exactly. And
Yes.
all of us are responsible
Yes.
for it, because we are working together.
Together is better.
Exactly. And it takes all of us working together. As I tell people, it's not about me. Even when I talk about Rosewood, it's not about me.
All right.
It's about us,
It's about
the
us.
community,
Yes.
our kids,
Yes.
so that we can keep all of our history. And history is very important. I don't care what it is, history is who we are.
That's right.
And we must continue to move history forward. Is there anything else we missed? By the way, you can pick up a book from the chamber.
That's right. Come by anytime, and we've got quite a few of these books out there for you. And so just come by and get it, and we would be glad to talk with you about the chamber. If you are interested in joining the chamber, we'll be glad to have someone come by and talk to you.
Perfect. Anything else you want to say?
Just want to say thank you for inviting me, Miss Lizzie. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate Spurrier's Gridiron Grill here allowing us to utilize the space here. Thank you very much.
Okay, I am continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, and reconciliation through learning about the history of Rosewood. That will wrap up today's episode. I am Queen Lizzie. Until next time, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it.